Okay, good day, guys. So now today we'll be looking at numbers. We'll be looking at numbers. We'll be looking at the sum of certain numbers. So in this context, we are going to look at even even numbers. We are going to look at odd numbers, and we are going to look at natural numbers. Natural numbers. Now I'm going to list some numbers starting from 1 to 20. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. So you have these 20 numbers. We have these 20 numbers. Now, someone might be asked, what is the sum of all the even numbers from 1 to a certain number? Someone might also be asked, what is the sum of all odd numbers from 1 to a certain number? What is also the sum of all numbers from 1 to a certain number? Now, first, we are going to do a particular thing. We are going to add the numbers manually without any use of any formula. So first, we are going to add all the even numbers. So we are going to add all the even numbers. So the even numbers are 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, and 20. And 20. Now, in these particular numbers, there are 10 even numbers. Yes, there are 10 even numbers and there are 10 odd numbers. So there are 10 even numbers and there are 10 odd numbers. So 10 even numbers and 10 odd numbers. So I'm going to add manually. So 2 plus 4 is 6. 6 plus 6 is 12. 12 plus 8 is 20. 20 plus 10 is 30. 30 plus 12 is 42. 42 plus 14 is 56. 56 plus 16 is 72. 72 plus 18 is 90. 90 plus 20 is 110. So the sum of so adding all the even numbers here, we had 100 and 10. 100 and 10. So the B, we are adding all our odd numbers. So B, add all the odd numbers. So we are adding all the odd numbers. We are adding all the odd numbers. So let's come here. So our odd numbers, we start with 1. So 1 plus 3 is 4, plus 5 is 9. 9 plus 7, 16. 16 plus 9, 25. 25 plus 11, 36. 36 plus 13, 49. 49 plus 15, 64. 64 plus 17, 81. Then 81 plus 19 is 100. So B, we had 100. 100. 100. Right? Okay. So now the natural numbers here. So the natural numbers here that we have, here are made up of our even numbers and our odd numbers. So natural numbers here are made up of our even numbers and our odd numbers. This means that the sum of the natural numbers here, so the sum of the natural numbers here will be equal to A plus B. So it will be equal to the value of A plus the value of B. So the sum of our natural numbers will be equal to 110 plus 100. 110 plus 100. So the sum of our natural numbers will be equal to 210. 210. Now, so we can actually add 1 to 20. So what if it is 1 to 10,000? What if it's 1 to a million? What if it's 1 to a billion? Are you going to write the numbers? When are you going to finish writing the numbers? And when are you going to finish adding? And will you add with intense precision, or will you add without making errors? Surely no. So now we are going to inspect the addition of these numbers. So we're going to start with the odd numbers first, adding the odd numbers first. Now, please look at it carefully. When you add 1 plus 3, it's what? 4. Does that ring anything? Let's continue. You add 4 plus 5, it's what? 9. Does it ring anything? You add 9 plus our what? 7 is what? 16. So let's write the odd numbers. That's from 1 to 3. So 1 to 5. 1, 3, and 5. 1, 3, and 5. Now 1 plus 3 is what? 4. And 1 plus 3 is what? 4. Then 4 plus 5 is what? So 4 plus 5 is what? 9. So 1 plus 3, 4. Then the 4 plus 5 gives us what? 9. Now you can see that it is what? Square root of numbers. Now let's continue. If you can see, now we get 9 plus 7 is what? 16. 16 plus 9 is what? 25. 25 plus 11 is what? 36. Is the square of what? Numbers. Now let's see how we will get the what? The formula. How we get the what? Formula. Now you can see that when you added 1 plus 3, there were only 2 numbers, and you know that 2 squared is 4, which is correct. When you added the 4 plus the 5, now they are what? We've added what? 3 odd numbers, which 3 squared gave us what? 9. Now when you add the 9 plus the 7, now there was 4 numbers. 9 plus 7 is 16. Now we know that 4 squared will give us what? 16, which means that we've seen our formula here. So this means that for the addition of our odd numbers, we can take the formula. So the formula for the addition of odd numbers is equal to n squared, where n is the number of terms, where n is the what? Number of terms. So where n is the what? Number of terms, right? N is the what? Number of terms. So you can see for yourself, the number of terms here are what? 3. So 3 squared is what? 9. The number of terms are what? 3. So 3 squared is what? 9. So you can see that the formula is what? N what? Squared. The formula is what? N what? Squared. So that's for the odd numbers. Okay. Now for our even numbers, let's go back to our numbers. So we start. 2 plus 4 is 6. Does that ring anything? Let's continue. 6 plus 6 is 12. Does that ring anything? Let's continue. 12 plus 8 is 20. Does that ring anything? Yes, it rings for me. So now let's look at it. Let's write the numbers first. We have 2. Let's write 2, 4, 6, and 8. So 2 plus 4 is 6. 6 plus 6 is 12. 12 plus 8 is what? 20. It's what? 20. So let's write a 2 plus 4 here, which is equal to 6. Okay, so now we can see something here. We can see that 2 can go into 6, right? Which the last one won't work, but we are looking at something. 2 can go into 6, right? Now you can see that 2 times 3 gave us what? 6. So the first one was 2 times 3, which was equal to what? 6. Now the second one. Now we are looking at the number of, using the what? Number of what? Terms rather. Using the number of what? Terms. Now you can see that this 3 times 4. So 3 times 4 gave us what? 12. Now you can see this 4 now. 4 times 5 gave us what? 20. 4 times 5 gave us what? 20. Which means that to get what? The addition of the even numbers, you can see is what? This number multiplying 1 plus this number. So you can see this is the same as 2 times 3 is the same as 2 times into bracket 2 plus 1. Now 3 times 4 is the same as 3 times into bracket 3 plus 1. Now 4 by 5 is the same as 4 times into bracket 4 plus 1, right? 4 plus 1. Okay, so now you can see that. So let's represent these by variables, making the 1 our constant. So these are what? Variables, because you can see that it is with 2 terms that we got this. It's with 3 terms that we got. It's with 4 terms that we got. Which is that these can be represented as what? Our what? N. So now we can get what? So the sum of our even numbers will be equal to our n into bracket n plus 1. Yes, so you can see 2 times 2 plus 1. So 2 times 3, 6. 3 times 3 plus 1. 3 times 4, 12. 4 times 4 plus 1. 4 times 5, 20. Yes. So you can see 4 times 5 is what? 20. Which means our sum of even numbers what? N into bracket n plus 1. Now you know that these natural numbers are made up of what? Even numbers and odd numbers. Which means the formula for our natural numbers in terms of sum will be equal to the formula for the odd numbers, that was n squared, plus then the formula for the even numbers, n into bracket n plus 1. N into bracket n. Now this can be simplified. So we are simplifying n squared plus n into bracket n plus 1. So n squared plus, we expand, n squared plus n. N squared plus n squared plus n. So n squared plus n squared is what? 2n squared plus n. So this can be the formula for the what? Sum of our what? Natural what? Numbers. So now take note of this. If I ask you to find the sum of the natural numbers from 1 to 30, now you all know that there are 30 terms here, right? There are 30 what? Terms here. The number of terms are 30. If I ask you from 1 to 20, the number of terms are what? 10. But with this particular formula, the number of terms for our natural numbers, is nt, is equal to n over 2. It's equal to what? N over what? 2. It's equal to n over 2. Right? N over 2. So we are going to substitute n over 2 in place of what? Our n, this particular n. So this n over 2, we are going to substitute it in place of what? This particular what? N. Right? So now we come and get what? 2 into bracket n over 2. This expression to the power 2 plus n over 2 plus n over 2. Now we evaluate this. So we get 2 n squared. So 2 multiplying n squared over 2 squared is what? 4. Please, this dot here means multiplication. Then plus n over 2. Now this 2 can cancel this 2, so we are cancelling now. So this goes off 1, goes into this 2. So now you come and get what? N squared over 2 plus n over 2. Right? So now we can what? Simplify. We can what? Add them. So when you add them, the denominator is what? 2. So I come and get n squared plus n. N squared plus n. Now we can still factorize this n squared plus n out. So we get, so this implies that we get n into brackets n plus 1 all over what? 2. N into bracket n plus 1 all over 2. Right? So now in here, if you just want the sum from 1 to 30, easily you substitute your 30. So now let's try using the sum of the natural numbers from 1 to 20. Now when you did it manually, we had what? We had 210, right? We had 210. So we are substituting the number of times here are 20 because we are adding from 1 to 20. So we are substituting. We are see if we get 210. So 20 into bracket 21 all over what? 2. So 20 into bracket 21 all over what? 2. Now this will cancel, so we have 10. You can see that 10 times 21 is what? 200 and what? 10. 200 and what? 10. So now you can actually see that we've what? Derived our what? Formula. Now there's also another interesting part about this. This particular thing. Very, very interesting. Now I'm going to touch on multiples. I'm going to use one multiple, but you can actually try more multiples. So at the end of this particular lesson, I'm going to drop some examples at the end. Please try them and share them at the comment section. So let's take multiples of 2. So now you know that 2 times 1 is what? 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 3 is 6. Then 4 is what? 8. So 2 times these numbers. Now I want to add what? These 4 multiples of 2. So from 1, 2, from 2, 1, 2 to 2, 4. We are going to add them. We are going to what? Add them. Now please look at something here. We are going to what? Add them. So we are adding. So 2 plus 4 is what? 6. 6 plus 6 is what? 12. And 12 plus 8 is what? 20. 12 plus 8 is what? 20. So the sum of this whole thing is what? 20. The sum of the numbers here is what? 20. Now let's originate this into natural numbers. So how many terms are here if you are looking at it? How many terms are here? How many terms are here if you are looking at it? Now you can see we have what? The number of terms here are what? 4. We have only what? 4 terms here. We have only what? 4 terms here. So now we are looking at it as natural numbers. So let's say we want to add the natural numbers. We want to add 4 terms of the natural numbers. So the formula is n into brackets n plus 1 all over 2, right? So 4 into brackets 5 all over what? 2. Now when you divide this, you get what? 2. Now 2 times 5 is equal to what? 10. We get 10 for the natural numbers. Now look at something here. Consider 10 is a multiple of 20, right? Now when I divide 20 by 10, I get what? 2. Now we are dealing with what? Multiples of what? 2. Multiples of what? 2. So which means that if I multiply that multiple that I'm dealing with, so if it is 2, I multiply with this formula, I'm going to get what? My answer 20. If it's 3 that I'm working, if I multiply by 3, I'm going to get what my answer. If it's 10, if I multiply by 10, I'm going to get what my answer. So which means that a formula for sum of multiples of a number is equal to k. So I'm representing the multiple by k. So is it 3 1? Is it 3 multiples? Is it multiples of 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and so on? So k. So k multiplying n into brackets n plus 1 all over what? 2. So k multiplying n into brackets n plus 1 all over 2. So this is actually what? The formula. This is actually what? The formula. So I'm going to drop. So I said at the end of the section, I was going to drop more examples. Okay. So now, so this is an example. So try this and drop. So try this and drop as the comment section. So sum of multiples of 9 up to 12. Then the sum of multiples of 18 up to 10. So multiples of 9 up to 12. So up to 9, 12, 8, 108. So up to 9, 12, 108. Then the sum of multiples of 18 up to what? 10. Up to 18, 10, 180. Are we okay? Okay. So if you want more videos on this, click on the subscribe button. Thank you very much for your time.